Well folks, welcome to my new channel. It's Minnesota Life DIY. We're going to be doing all sorts of different projects, fixing stuff, cutting firewood, cutting trees down, gardening, that sort of thing. So today is March 16th and we're working on our firewood for next winter's heat. I got this shed here that I've been converting into a firewood shed because it's not doing a good job at doing shed things like keeping elements out. It's very poorly built, so converted into a firewood shed. So got my log splitter here. It's a 35-ton brute. I got it at Menards. Then we got our utility trailer that I'm throwing all the scraps in. Keep it nice and close so that let's clean up at the end. So we're gonna get into it. First thing you want to do is make sure you got all your proper PPE so you can stay safe. Got gloves, got steel toe boots on, safety glasses and headphones. So since we're on the topic of safety, I'll also like to mention when you're splitting, so your splitter is going this way. When you're loading your logs or whatever you're doing, you don't want your hand here, and while it's splitting you don't want your hand underneath it because them are your potential pinch points. So I found with these bigger rounds that the best way to deal with them is after you split them in half. You set one half off to the side, and what you're going to do is, instead of making pie-shaped pieces, you're just going to keep it relatively flat and make more of a rectangle-shaped piece, and then you can split through it relatively fast. And another thing I want to point out is I've seen some YouTube videos where people will rig up their splitter to stop from doing a full pass and retracting all the way back. And I found, for me at least, the easiest and quickest way to deal with that is to just keep your hand on the lever. If you stop it before it retracts all the way back, as you can see, and you start another pass, when it's already almost to the piece of wood, you can split through it relatively fast. And also I'd like to point out, when I'm splitting, I keep my hand out of the pitch points, and as soon as the splitter gets to where it's starting to contact the wood, I move my hand out of the way. That way there's no room for injury. So I had to refill the gas on it. So while we're got the motor off, I'm just gonna show you, this is all stuff I've split yesterday and today. We're just gonna check the moisture in it. This is all stuff that was either rounded up middle to late summer last year, and just been slowly working on piling up rounds, and now we're just doing the splitting right now. So it's all cherry, maple, and oak. So we're just gonna check the moisture in some of it. I know we're not burning it till next winter, but we're just gonna check the moisture now and see what it's doing. So this is a smaller diameter piece of maple that was just split just this morning. We're at 63, so it's got quite a bit of drying to do. The maple was cut while it was still alive, but the cherry was cut while it was dead, so we're gonna check some of that now. This is a piece of choke cherry from my property. We're still at 15. At 15, my fireplace doesn't like it, even though it's supposed to be safe to burn. It just kind of smolders in my fireplace. So we got about 7 more months before we burn it again. 7, 8 months, something like that. So it should be a lot drier by the time we roll around to time to burn it. So we continue splitting. So here I was just demonstrating how my splitter does with some of the bigger rounds. This is a piece of choke cherry. As you can see, it has no problem going through it. And here I'm demonstrating how my log splitter does with a bigger knotty piece of maple, and as you can see with this, it also has no problems going through it. And lastly, this is a bigger piece of oak, which also has a knot in it, and this one gives my splitter the most trouble, but still has no problems going through that either. Now earlier I checked the moisture in a piece of maple and a piece of cherry, but this is oak and I wanted to check the moisture in the oak too. The oak also was dead when I cut it down, so I expected it to be on the drier side, but still not dry enough for my fireplace. So I did the math on the amount of wood that I put in the shed, and with the space of half the shed, I came up with 2 3/4 cords, full cords that is, of wood that I'm able to fit into this shed. So it should be able to get me through a winter, and then I should be able to fill the other side, and that should be able to have enough time to dry for the next winter. Well, folks, we got it wrapped up for today. It's about 2.5 to 3 cords, somewhere in there. Not really sure exactly, but it should be able to get us through the winter. So hope you liked the video, and thanks for watching. If you like it, please subscribe, and there'll be more videos to come. Thank you, and have a good day.